go. Train high. We're go.
Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place.
This is the Never Down, Never Out podcast with your host, T.R. Matson.
Morning. Welcome back. Got my Never Down, Never Out shirt on today. I hope you're having a great morning. I'm feeling super positive. Can't tell you why. You know, this morning, my wife was getting the kids ready to go to swim. Their practice. And I was sitting up here because I knew I needed to do some recordings and got to get some work done, right? And she's upstairs getting the kids ready. And yesterday, my daughter didn't want to go to swim practice, and it caused some angst, and it wasn't good. We don't believe in quitting. We try to drive that into our children. But she's 3, you know, and there's going to be positives and negatives, and there's going to be good times and bad times, and all of this. And she's learning, my daughter. So it was a rough morning. But today, my wife is up there, and she's getting the kids ready, and they're excited to go to swim practice and all of that. And my wife laughed, like a genuine laugh, like they were joking around upstairs, and she laughed. And I swear, I'm not a doctor, I felt my whole world just relax. Felt my blood pressure lower, felt my mood increase. Her laugh, to me, is the most beautiful thing. When she is genuinely happy, like she was this morning, I can't change that. Like, there's nothing better. So maybe that's why. Maybe that was enough to take the positivity and bring it to the YouTube world when we talk about today, episode 153. And I have a story for today from when I was an early captain at the airlines. And I'll try to explain this if you're not in the airline industry. It's very, it's difficult to understand our schedule structure, but I try to pick up broken trips is what I call them. They are rotations that, for whatever reason, things are kind of going wrong and they need a pilot to cover a section of it. And the reason I do that is because I like being home more. I like being home at night. I like not spending a whole bunch of time away. And if I can pick up these broken rotations, yeah, it's more trips to the airport, but it typically works better for the family dynamic. And this particular one, it was a Birmingham turn. Now, a turn is an out and back, right? And typically on a lot of rotations domestically, we have things called penalty laps, and we call them penalty laps because you're on a multi-day trip, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and you touch your base, in this case, Atlanta, and you want to be done, you want to go home, but you have to go somewhere and come back. So, you know, a good penalty lap, Birmingham and back. Short. Savannah back. Short. A bad penalty lap is like going all the way up to New York and back, or all the way out to Texas and back. Those are fine places to fly, but it's a long day. I once did a Denver and back penalty lap. That was brutal. That did not feel like a penalty lap. It felt like a whole nother trip. But at any rate, here I am in the morning. I get called for this. Hey, do you want to fly to Birmingham and back today? And I said, absolutely. It's beautiful weather. Sorry, there's all sorts of stuff going on in my neighborhood. So I'm trying to keep up. I think we got new neighbors. I might try to actually meet them too. My previous new neighbors, sidetracked, took 4 years for me to meet them. I need to get out of the house more. But so get called for this. I'm a new captain. I'm like, yeah, I am your guy. I will fly from Atlanta to Birmingham and back. That sounds fantastic. So I show up. I'm early to the plane, get things set up. And I can look and see where the first officer's coming from and what's going on. And he's coming off. This is his penalty lap, which, as far as penalty laps go, pretty stinking good. short, right? And I go, he shows up probably 20 minutes before we're going to push. And I look over my shoulder as he walks in. And I go, hey, man, what's up? Again, I'm happy and positive. And he is not. He's been having a rough trip. And he said, just another horrible airline day. That was the first words out of his mouth. And I'm like, And I looked over at him. And I said, hey, you married, dating, got a girl? He's like, I got a girlfriend. I was like, oh, how'd you guys meet? And you could tell it took him off his guard. Because I could have just embraced his bad day, his negativity, right? But I flipped the switch and I asked him a question and he's like, oh, actually we met at a bar. And I go, oh, okay. I was like, did you walk up to her at the bar? And the first thing you said to her was, hi, my name's so-and-so and I'm a horrible person. And he was like, no, of course not. And I go, because first impressions matter, right? And it snapped him out of his funk. And he immediately was like, I'm so sorry. I've been flying with this captain who's just been on my back and just super negative. And I said, it's okay. I go, but I'm not that guy. At least yet. You don't know, right? We just met. I might be just as negative and horrible, but you don't know yet. And it changed his whole demeanor, and we had a great flight. And after the flight, we're getting ready to leave. And you know, usually once you're done with a trip, like, you know, it's a quick handshake, high five, and you're out of there, right? Like, it's time to go home. It's one of the beautiful parts of the job is you don't take the job home with you typically. And he said, before we opened the door, he said, hey, can I say something? And I was like, yeah, of course. And my brain, I'm like, oh boy, what did I do wrong? And he goes, I'm really sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. That's not the person I am. And I go, I know, it's fine. And he goes, no, it's not. He goes, I don't want to be a negative individual. He goes, but for 3 days I flew with this guy and it was all negative. And I didn't realize how much it affected me. He goes, I will never forget what you said to me when I walked on this plane. And it hit me. I go, wow, we really do affect those around us. And we really do positively and negatively influence those around us. And we are, more importantly, influenced by those around us more than we realize. If you surround yourself with a circle that is driven by things that aren't pure or negative for the wrong reasons, you're going to become just like them. And it happens fast. This guy had only been on a trip for 3 days. 3 days, but his personality had changed. And he recognized that. So the message that I want to put out there is we have to keep ourselves in check. If you can't look in the mirror, I'm going to use the example my dad used to say, and I'll put a twist on it. He used to always say, hey, when you're brushing your teeth at night, make sure you look in the mirror. Look at the person looking back at you. And did you do everything that day to justify earning your sleep that night? And if the answer is yes, get your rest. But if the answer is no, then you've earned a horrible night, a restless night of sleep because you've wasted a day. Well, I think just as importantly, while you're brushing your teeth, you need to look at the person in the mirror and say, hey, do I respect the person looking back at me? Because if you don't respect who's looking back at you in the mirror, how are you going to respect anybody else? How are you going to be a better version of yourself if you can't even respect the person you're looking at? You can't. It all starts with you. Every bit of it starts with you. And when it's just you in that mirror, You peel away all the cloaks, all the curtains, everything. You can't hide from yourself. You could try to, but eventually you'll see through. So what I'm asking you to do today, on hopefully another wonderful morning, when we're putting ourselves in check, when we're being honest with ourselves, I want you to ask yourself, do you respect who you are? Everything? Probably not. There's probably things you would change. There's things you would work harder at, right? I know there's things I want to change and work harder at. So, but do you respect yourself? Because if you respect yourself, then others will respect you. That's my message for today. Have a great day. Follow that never down, never out mentality, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.
T.R. Matson is a 20-year Navy career combat veteran who flew the E-2C Hawkeye and F/A-18C Hornet. He's the author of Treason Flight and Vengeance Flight. You can reach him at T.R. Matson or trmatson.com. Thanks for listening to the Never Down, Never Out podcast.